So, Ian.
Yeah. So, a rare Atari 2700 was found at a thrift store in Oceanside, California. Which
Wow,
is,
not too far.
No, like
hop, skip, and a stone throw away.
20 to 30 minutes away from us.
Damn it.
And that's very cool. It was an unproduced prototype to the 2600. Its main difference was that it utilized two radio-controlled wireless controllers that combined the paddle and the joystick together in one.
Really cool.
And if you look at them, they look awesome. The joysticks are nubbier. If I remember correctly, they have buttons on both sides, so lefties like me can stop complaining. They do. And, that joystick also rotates.
Yeah, it's almost like in between a 5200 controller. It's like going there, kind of, in terms of they're longer.
Yeah. Yeah,
but probably function better.
It was, what, they're estimating, someone estimated that there was 12 units, but the one guy, let's see, National Video Game Museum Director John Hardy.
Met the guy, very nice.
Says that there could be more out there.
Sure, in some collectors' hands or some ex-Atari employees, it's always possible.
Sadly, it was not found with the controllers, but it's still a really awesome find all the same. He picked it up for $30 and managed to flip it for $3,000, even without the controllers.
Sure,
which is insane.
By the way, the terms of the console look, it's basically a 5200 almost prototype shell, and it has the little flip-up plastic.
I think it's freaking cool.
So it's in between a 2600 and a 5200 in terms of, like, it plays 2600 games, but it looks like a 5200.
So it's very cool looking.
Had the AC adapter with.
What's cool about the controller is I think it could have been utilized really well on something like the 7800, where they were releasing games like they put out games like Akari Warriors on the 7800, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2600, I believe.
Where you could at that point then do the actual arcade style setup of moving and shooting, because you have the movement and the paddle at the same time.
Well, they did have the Telegames version of the Video Arcade 2 did have a similar thing where the rotator and joystick was on the same part.
Oh, in the Gemini did that as well.
Yeah.
But it was just never a function that you could put into a game. So it's very cool. The reason why it never got mass produced was these radio controlled remotes had a range of about 1,000 feet. Mm-hmm. And they only differentiated between left and right players. So
they had different signals. They had different signals on each unit between the two controllers, but they didn't change a signal per unit.
So
that could be a problem.
Especially if and
who knows what else it could interfere with.
Yeah, if your neighbor had one, or if you had two units in the same house.
I think the FCC would probably be like, this is no good.
Yeah, I mean, it just would have been a nightmare.
Actually, yeah, go look at a Video Arcade 2 controller and then compare it to the 2700, and it's almost like it's in the ballpark in terms of what they were going for there. Because Ian's looking up right now. And those are fantastic controllers, by the way. I have a Video Arcade 2. I should actually just use the controllers. So the Video Arcade 2 controllers, yeah, it's one joystick and the rotators on it, and then you have two buttons left and right. So it's also lefty friendly, Ian.
Yay!
So there you go. But again, another story of now every month this is happening. Whether it's Earthbound NES prototype from last month.
That's really cool.
Surprised you never saw that before.
No,
I came across
I never
one in the store. Again, the Gemini I think is somewhat similar.
I like the Gemini one a lot. It's just got a little joystick at the top and then the actual spinner at the bottom.
Okay, well this is built in one, so you're right. In theory, you could have did a game with both digital and analog at the same time. But again, like with the John Hancock's friend finding the Earthbound NES prototype at a garage sale, this is found at a thrift store. Damn it, I should have been there. At that thrift store. And
that's kind of the point I wanted to make, and I made that same point before. Is there's still good shit out there.
Sure.
You just, it's odd. It's moving back to places that people have abandoned looking at.
So do you have a problem with people saying, well, you bought this from a thrift store? This just came from a disabled Army veteran store, and the money's not going back to them necessarily. Is that an issue, or it's like, part of the game? It's like you find this stuff at thrift stores, Is that a morally gray area to you, a dilemma, or is it sort of like it is what it is?
I don't know. Back in the day, people used to find video games all the time that were rare, that were cheap at thrift stores, and I just think that's
That's just part of
Part
the
of
game.
what it is.
That's part. Let's put it this way. That's part of the reason you get up and go to the thrift store to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Is that part of the reason why?
Yeah, I
So, I
think
mean,
so.
So that's part of the draw to begin with. So I don't know. It's you know, we can talk about people in the comments. Let us know what you would think. What, would you leave it behind, or would you tell them, hey, this is worth thousands of dollars? Would you buy it and give money back to it? You know, I guess it depends on your situation and what you would think. Throw them a hundy after you sell it. Come back and say, hey, donate some money to them. That's up to you.
It's probably the best bet.